Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In Revelation chapter 5, we have the situation in which there is this scroll with the seven seals, and no one was found to be worthy to open the seals of the scroll until the Lamb appears. And the Lamb, which is of course Jesus Christ, is seen to be the one who has the authority to open the seals and to reveal the contents of the scroll. And in connection to this, there are basically three circles of worship that take place. You have the inner circle of the living creatures and the elders. And then going out from there, you have the angels, myriads of angels worshiping the Lamb. And then extending from there, you have all of earth, everything on earth and under the earth, worshiping and praising God, every creature worshiping the Lord. And so this really shows the universal worship of Christ. And as we look at these three different circles or spheres of worship that is taking place in connection to this Lamb, connected to Christ, we can see that each one of these circles offer or have a different emphasis in the worship that they offer. The inner circle, the living creatures and the elders, focus on the redemption of Christ. They say there in verse 9, "Worthy are you to take the book and to break its seals, for you were slain and purchased for God with your blood men from every tribe and tongue and people and nation. You have made them to be a kingdom and priests to our God, and they will reign upon the earth." And so clearly the message that they offer there in the inner circle is that of redemption, praising the Lamb because he was slain and because he was able to purchase with his blood all people from all different places. And then also to take them from a state of being alienated to God to actually becoming a kingdom of priests. But then you have, of course, the myriads of angels. Matter of fact, it says myriads and thousands of angels. And they're focusing more on the attributes of Christ. We find this in verse 12 where they say, "Worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and might and honor and glory and blessing." And certainly Christ has all of those things, and he's worthy to have all of those things and to receive all those things. And this is Christ's attributes. He is powerful. He is rich in the sense that he possesses all things. He is full of wisdom, full of might and honor and glory and blessing. These are all things that are tied to Christ. And we find these things revealed to us time and time again throughout the New Testament. But this worship, again, is focused on who Christ is, his characteristics, his attributes that he possesses. And then you have every created thing, which is in heaven and on the earth and under the earth and on the sea and all things in them. So all of earth, all of creation in connection to earth, also worshiping the Lamb. And their focus is on the authority of Christ. It says, "To him who sits on the throne and to the Lamb be blessing and honor and glory and dominion forever and ever." And they actually throw in, of course, the one who sits on the throne, which is to believe to be the Father. So the Father and the Son both being worshipped for the authority that they possess. And of course, this would be the thing that those who are on the earth would focus on, because we are at his footstool. We are living on his footstool, basically. And of course, we need to recognize that he has authority. But nonetheless, in all these different spheres of worship, these different circles of worship, you have these three main things: the redemption of Christ, the attributes of Christ, and the authority of Christ. And now as we think about this in our own personal lives, it ought to be that we too have these three things as a focus when we worship the Lord, whether we're worshiping in song or we're worshiping in prayer, if we're just turning our hearts to the Lord in worship. These are three things that we can focus on. Whether we focus on all three, at the same time, or we focus on one and then the other, and then the other at a later time. Nonetheless, when we worship the Lord each and every day, we should worship him for his redemption. The fact that he was slain, the fact that he died for us, the fact that he took us from a state of being alienated from God to now being a kingdom of priests, to being back in a relationship with God once again, and even being better off than we were before, being even more blessed. But it was because he was slain, and we need to worship him for being willing to die on a cross and to shed his blood so that he could purchase us back to God. But then also we need to worship Christ for his attributes, to recognize it is him and him alone who has power and riches and wisdom and might and honor and glory and blessing to the degree that he has it. And when we see this among other people, we have to say, you know what? Christ has it to an infinite degree higher than anyone that we know. And because he possesses all these things, we need to worship him and honor him because of those things. And then also, of course, we need to worship him because of his authority and in relation to his authority, to recognize that we are here on the earth. He is in heaven. We are on earth. He is high above us. He is at the right hand of the Father. And we are to recognize his authority and submit to that authority. And by submitting to that authority, that is an act of worship, as we recognize and respect the high position that Christ has, not only in the universe, but also in heaven, in all of creation, and worship him in that way. So hopefully today we will find time to worship the Lord and to just worship him all day long. Worship him for his redemption, worship him for his great attributes, but also worship him for his high authority. And if we can do that, I think we'll be well on our way to offering the Lord the worship that he deserves. So with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.